All right, separate traders, welcome on back here to wrap things up for this Friday, for this end of the week, end of the month, pre 4th of July weekend here. Happy 4th of July for all of us here in advance. Great to see Elizabeth. Had Michael just before, had Leda just before, and a whole bunch of our students actually still with us here this afternoon. There's a lot moving, a lot of options expiration set for this afternoon. So great to see Phil and Alex as well. Elizabeth just before 2. So let's hop right into the thick of things, folks. Right now, right now, is stock Mara on the screen here, really just a side list play. I had no real interest in this trade, at least across the mid afternoon. Had popped up just before, but if it wasn't going to make that higher high and really run up off 14, it was more likely to make a lower low. So at that point, I ended up getting out on a trade break even. Basically, I made like 2 stinking cents on it. Anything like +2, -2, you call it a break even. So for right now, no interest in this trade, none. Now, hey, if you're in from a lower price when we had called it out originally off 13.16, then from there 13.40, well, you have a little bit bigger of a cushion to work with. But it's kind of more hoping to see a higher high than anything, because when you look at the S&P and look at the SPY, we are at the highs. So if there's not a stock moving with the markets at this point, then I don't have as much interest in it. So let's just go from top to bottom really quick. Otherwise, let's see what else we can, or let's see what we could put on our watch list perhaps, and go from there. Got this BXRX trade. Actually, I didn't really recall this one from the morning. Perhaps Rich had called it out at first. Hey, cheapy stock ended up making a phenomenal move. Probably as good of a move as you'd imagine for a stock like this to make. Thing had to have been reverse split a few times over the course of its tenure. I don't think this was like really a $550 stock back from late 2021. Yeah, this had to have been split, if not just recently, and then perhaps just over time. But for a stock like this that makes this type of short squeeze move, same to be said here as we'll continue. When the volume dies off, for this to just kind of make lower highs, and it's more bound to just continue to drop. So if it pops during this meeting, that's another story. Then it'll prove us wrong, and then we'll, from that point, put it back on our list. But let's see what else we have here otherwise. The VBIV trade, needless to be said, with how it's looking, we're going to put this right away on our watch list. Great spread, great trend. Hopefully, we didn't miss the boat on this entirely. This had popped up just around 1:45, 1:40 Eastern time. But also, when you take a look at the daily chart, this stock has taken a huge hit in the past as well, regardless if there's any reverse splits factored in. Anytime you see a stock technically go from 220 to sub 3 or 2 just of late. Man, this thing was breaking all-time lows for a little while, and hey, perhaps a lot more room to recover over time. But for right now, as a day trade into the close, VBIV definitely looking pretty good. Nice trade. Keep it going. CBay. Let me zoom out on my 1-minute chart here for right now, just to kind of quickly tell if we're at all, see if we're at the highs or not. So CBay not tanking, but just flat. Looks like this stock has ran its course already. RXT. Wow, I took my eyes off this one after 11 o'clock. I'd called it out when it was moving up off of 225. So we were pretty early to the punch to this trade, but take your eyes off stock for a little while and you lose sight of how much more it could run up. So ended up topping off nearly at $3, hit a high of like 294 and pulled back. Hey, it's making a small, subtle bounce right now, right? You see that bounce? It's trying. So, you know what? Actually, I'm going to put this on our watch list right now. It makes the cut. I say that because, hey, it's cheap. It's got great volume on the book. Seems like a pretty low risk stock, if you ask me. So why not? All right, we're not going to do that though for every other trade here. So we'll keep going though for right now. Let me zoom back out. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. All right, what do we got here? MVIS, Microvision, stock we are really familiar with as of like even maybe perhaps yesterday for a small degree. It popped up even further in pre-market than the pop at the opening bell. So yeah, it's trying. Add this here as well, MVIS. There's definitely a lot that's up percentage-wise, folks. So if there's anything that you see from your side that looks good, anything just generally even moving with the market at the highs, let me know. XPEV is a Chinese EV company, ended up gapping up with the China markets overnight. Hey, had a great move at the open, really. This Neo is more pop and drop, I reckon, but At the open, it popped. Same to be said with LI. XPEV, though, looking pretty healthy in comparison to those trades, but kind of slumping off, though. It's like kind of going sideways. Not a great need to put this on our main special watch list right now. XERS at the highs, making actually a full-blown recovery from yesterday's drop-off. There's a lot more recovering to do to get back to the we open there, I reckon. So, right now it's not really trading much volume at all right now per minute. Only about like 1,000, 2,000 shares per minute. That is next to nothing. Pass on that for that reason. My scanners regularly reloading on me there. I got to refresh them every now and then. Ooh, Workhorse. Nice little pop on WKHS, another cheapy stock, but one that we also are pretty familiar with. If this is moving up, is Ride moving up? Okay, Ride's not moving up. You could tell. So that answers that. Workhorse, I'm not as really excited to put on our watch list. Again, these like stocks below $1, they don't really make as concise of a move, especially for like end of the week like that. So maybe once Rich is on the phone, once Rich is on the mic at 3 p.m., if nothing else from our main watch list will be moving at that point, then perhaps you consider. But CCL, hopefully this makes a better pop into the close. It's holding strong enough. So we're going to add CCL to our main list. So far now we have four. We got the VBIV, we got the RXT, we got MVIS, and now CCL here. So good list. Don't need to really dip outside of this watch list just yet. Let's see what we could add to it, though, perhaps. See if there's any others that look good. Array, ARRY, Michael D, probably a big fan of this move right now. Up over 6% at the highs. It's kind of hard to ignore a move like this, right? Array makes the list. Overstock, OSTK, a little bit more volatile. We embrace volatility here, especially with the day trade type move, especially if it doesn't have a crazy spread. This actually has a pretty good spread for the time being. 30 plus dollar stock. So if it's out of your personal price range, then that's a deal killer. But, otherwise, actually, this probably going to be probably near the top of our list at the end of it all. It looks really strong. All right, we're kind of dipping around 5% now at this point. So, hey, if there's anything else looking good, folks, just type it in early. Let me know right now. Let's hop over to the losers list here. I mean, there could be one or two shorts out there, right? We saw a few out there from yesterday, like Lyft. Off the top of my head, it's been a long week, so pardon me there. They had like two or three from the loser side. Hold me to that at least. Go back to yesterday's recording on our YouTube channel. We're talking about Lyft, a few other trades there as on the way down. Everything on the loser side, at least for today, hard to borrow. We're not down enough percentage-wise for that dead cat bounce. What's happening here? I'm on my two monitor setup right now. I'm not really on my main system, so I can't really see the trading room chat, all the watch lists out there. That's right. We had Sunrun, we had Lyft, we had the LQDA trade. All right, so there we go. So from yesterday's watch list into the close, a couple good shorts. But for right now, nothing really looking that great there. All right, folks, let me know what you got. Let me know for Ray, Michael, Leda, Kathleen, Ravina, any one of us inside the trading room, let me know, or any one of us on social media here, if there's anything that you see. Happy early 4th of July. Remember, folks, one more time, markets are on a half day on Monday the 3rd, closed fully for 4th of July. So we will be up and running at least in the morning. Myself, Fausto, Rich, your education advisors inside the live trading room. For any one of us on social media, if you wanted to join us there inside our live trading room, actually what you got to do is not only go down to the link on the banner below, but you have to call our office because then you could speak to one of our education advisors. They'll be able to activate your trial to begin. If not on Monday, if you wanted to start on a full trading day, then you could have them activate it specifically for Wednesday of this upcoming week after the 4th. All right, but either way, any questions that you got beforehand, folks, just shoot me over a quick email. Josh@ctutrading.com is the handle. It's always the handle. Let me know if there's any trades or questions that you'd want to go over for Ray and Alex and Antonio and all of us here live right now. You folks, you know that I'm just a private chat away inside the room, but I just posted my email there as well. All right, a lot of talking, a little water break. So let me know if there's anything lastly here before we wrap up. Going once, going twice. Got a good list here, folks. About 6 stocks to work with into the market afternoon right now. And I'm sure there's plenty of other trades that could be moving with the market to a degree, but I mean, we just kind of scanned through it all. So there's nothing really looking as sharp as what we have so far. I'd focus on the VBIV. I'd focus on the RXT still. I'd focus on the overstock. There's a lot to work with from this list. And then again, Rich will be on the mic from 3 o'clock, taking you into the closing bell. So at that point, if there's anything else from the side lists that are moving, then actively call them out. But start and stick with this list. That is your best path to victory. All right, folks. So once again, happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. And with that, folks, hey, we'll be back on Monday for the half day and then otherwise back on Wednesday routinely for the full day there. Talk to you soon.